Imagine this, you leave your family, cross many thousand miles, pay so much out of pocket for your school fees, spend years grinding in school, and then you apply for your post-graduation work permit and IRCC comes back to you and tells you that your application has been refused, and then you're left stranded. This is not a hypothetical situation. This is a real life story of some students in Canada right now. On July 21st, 2026, over 500 students who graduated from a college called Portage College in Alberta gathered to protest. This protest was about the refusal of their post-graduation work permit application. If you're studying in Canada or planning to come study in Canada, what happened to these students could happen to you. Stay with me because in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you what exactly happened, what went wrong, and what these students are doing about it. And most importantly, the 7 steps that you must take today to make sure that your own Canadian dream does not fall apart at the finish line. Welcome back. My name is Aku Obi, and I share valuable insights on how to succeed and thrive in Canada as an international student. If you haven't done so, please hit the subscribe button so that you can stay up to date with all the valuable insights that I share on my channel. Now, let's get to the gist. Before we get to the legal or policy details of this story, I need you to understand that this is not just one of those headlines. These are real people with real dreams and who did everything they were supposed to do. Most of these graduates completed diploma programs that were offered through a college in Alberta called Portage College. Now, this college was in partnership with another Canadian institution. They invested their time, paid tuition of over 15,000 Canadian dollars, and they expected to qualify for a post-graduation work permit upon the completion of their program. Now, imagine all the sacrifices that would have gone into making that $15,000 a year just to be able to pay up the fees. Imagine completing your program as an international student, then you apply for your post-graduation work permit. While your application for your post-graduation work permit is in process, you are allowed to work unlimited hours full-time for any employer in Canada upon confirmation from IRCC. Most of these graduates had already started working and were waiting for a decision from IRCC, only to receive a decision that their application had been refused. That would mean stopping work immediately and leaving Canada. In this story, there are different players. We have the students here, we have the college, and then we have the IRCC as well. Portage College is known as a public board-governed college in Canada. Normally, that would be a big deal because being a public college in Canada is a big deal to Canada's immigration system. Portage College was working with another institution. They've been working with this institution since 2023 to provide non-credit programs to students. These kind of arrangements sometimes would allow students to go study Portage affiliated programs in these institutions. So the mindset of most students would be, Portage College is a public college, so why not? I should get my post-graduation work permit, which was a completely reasonable assumption. Unfortunately, and shocking to everyone involved, in June 2026, the IRCC started issuing refusal letters of the post-graduation work permit applications for these Portage College graduates. In the IRCC refusal letters, it stated that they completed a non-credit program. According to the reports, the IRCC updated its guidance on this non-credit requirement shortly before the refusals started coming in. The students are arguing that these updates came after the completion of their programs, so they were not meant to have been denied their post-graduation work permits. In their own argument, they stated that whatever updates IRCC had, they were supposed to have applied it prospectively. That means people who have been in the system before the updates should not have been affected. They are also arguing that the non-credit rule is just a simple bullet point update on the web page, and it's not a rule that is gazetted in any of Canada's or IRCC's official documents. So right now, there's been a lot of back and forth and consultations with immigration lawyers and consultants and the IRCC. However, the immigration minister issued a public statement saying that people who go through non-credit programs have always not been eligible to a post-graduation work permit. In all of this, the school, Portage College, only issued a statement to say that they have no hands in the decisions that IRCC makes, plus that they do not act as a representative of IRCC. Basically, just issuing a disclaimer stating that they do not act as legal representative or guarantee of any immigration status to students. That is just simply saying you are on your own as a student. In the midst of all of this, the college, Portage College, confirmed on July 24th, 2026, that most of its partners in Edmonton and Calgary that are affiliated with these programs will be closing down their physical location. And they were making it clear that the closure of these physical locations were not in any way related to the post-graduation work permit process, but that it has been planned even before now. Imagine closing in the middle of this kind of crisis. I'll let you draw your own conclusions on the timing right here. Now, I'm going to be very direct with you. Whether you're a student or a graduate of Portage College or not, or you're planning to come study in Canada, I need you to know that when it comes to your immigration journey in Canada, in most cases, they will tell you that you are on your own. I tell people that the fastest and cheapest thing to get in your Canada study journey is your admission. The journey after your admission is where the real battles lie. You want to ensure that you protect yourself. Another thing that people don't know is that your admission is not in correlation to IRCC's decisions to granting you a study permit. In most cases, you could get admission and still have your study permit refused. So, in the grand scheme of things, admission is just a first step, but there are lots of battles ahead. So, how do you protect yourself? Research. I tell people, even though somebody is handling your immigration process for you, do research. Because at the end of the day, whatever happens, it is you who's going to be directly affected. The good thing about this story is that the students are not keeping quiet. They are organized, they're loud, insisting that their voices must be heard, and they may have a legal case because of the way and how they are organized. They are demanding an immediate pause on all post-graduation work permit refusals for Portage students, pending when this case is resolved and their files are reviewed. They also raised a petition on change.org for people to sign that petition and support them. They are also insisting that all of this should be redone at no extra cost. In this next section, I'll be giving you 7 steps you can take to help you protect your future in Canada as an international student. The first step you should take when you get admission as an international student is to verify that your school is a public designated learning institution. If that program is affiliated with another school, you need to confirm in writing from that school that you'll be eligible for your post-graduation work permit. I'm going to drop a link in the description box on how you can verify that your institution is a public designated learning institution in Canada and if they offer postgraduate work permit eligible programs. Now, the school might offer postgraduate work permit eligible programs, but you also need to research that for your specific program. Make sure that you get a confirmation in writing from the school. Step number 2, confirm that your program is credit bearing in writing. Make sure that you have this confirmation in writing for future references. Email the school and ask them, is this program non-credit bearing or is it credit bearing? Let them confirm to you via email. And make sure that you never lose that email. This is particularly important because the requirements according to IRCC for you to qualify for a post-graduation work permit includes number 1, that your program has to be at least 8 months in length. And in that 8 months, you have to be a full-time student. What does being a full-time student mean? You have to have attended your classes in person at least 50% of the time. Secondly, you have to have taken credit courses at least 9 credits per semester. The only exemption to that rule is your final semester. If you are going to be attending a college and not a university, make sure to check for your CIP code. There is a list of programs with CIP codes that will qualify for post-graduation work permits. I'm going to attach the link in the description box on how you can check your CIP code for your program. Every program has a CIP code, and IRCC uses that PGWP eligible CIP codes to determine whether you will be eligible for a post-graduation work permit or not. Before you pay money to any school for tuition or acceptance, make sure that you have cross-checked that your program is on that list. Step number 4, understand the new language requirements. Before you apply for a post-graduation work permit, you have to write an English test. If you graduated from a college program, you need at least a CLB 5. If you graduated from a university program, you need at least a CLB 7. Make sure that you understand these language requirements because you are going to have to upload your language test certificate as part of your PGWP application. Step number 5, make sure you keep track of your time in Canada versus your time outside of Canada during your studies. If you spend most of your time outside of Canada during your studies, you will most likely not qualify to get a post-graduation work permit. If you took extended trips back home, make sure that those trips and time off were approved. Also, if you did a huge chunk of your program remotely or maybe from outside of Canada, your post-graduation work permit duration may be shortened or it might not be approved at all. Step number 6, if you are pursuing a master's degree or a PhD, you are at a huge advantage. Make sure that you use it. If you are yet to decide whether to do a college diploma or a graduate program in a university based on your budget, in the long term, I advise that you should go for the graduate studies in a university because you have more advantage than going for a college program. Step number 7, work with a regulated Canadian immigration consultant or an immigration lawyer. Start using them early before you even need them or get into trouble. These people might be expensive, but it's better to be safe than sorry. If you go and use unlicensed agents and they scam you of your money, that is on you. But when you work with an IRCC or an immigration lawyer, it is easy to verify if they are actually regulated. Canada has a website for all the regulated Canadian immigration consultants. I'm going to also attach the link in the description box. Once anybody tells you that they are licensed, ask them for their name or the name of their firm. Go online, go to that website and check if their name is on that list. If they are not on that list, do not use them. I say this all the time. The time to find an immigration consultant or immigration lawyer is not when you are refused. You need to build that relationship even before you need them. Look, I don't want you to watch this video and think, oh, Canada is a trap, let's avoid it. No, it's not. But you have to be strategic and protect yourself. There's a difference between the school and the immigration system in Canada. Having an admission does not guarantee anything for you in Canada. The schools can only partner with IRCC just to meet requirements. However, IRCC has the upper hand in whatever happens regarding your stay back in Canada. So it is left for you to protect yourself. Make sure you do your research. Do not be in a hurry to drop your money for any institution. To those people who are currently affected by the situation, know that you're not alone. You've fought hard and sacrificed so much to get to where you are today. You deserve the clarity, you deserve the fairness, and you also deserve the transparency from these institutions. And to everyone who hasn't been affected yet, this is a wake-up call. The rules are changing, the websites are getting updated. Make sure that you have evidence of everything. Make sure you have screenshots of the rules as at when you're applying so that when things like this arise, you know that you have evidence to prove your point as to why you acted based on the available information as at that time. If you've seen this video this far, please click on the subscribe button. I share immigration updates weekly. Make sure that you subscribe, share my videos, and turn on your notifications. If you have any question, leave your comments. I respond to every question. And do not forget to check the description box for all the relevant links that I have mentioned earlier. I'll see you in my next video. Until then, bye for now.